Hello and welcome to the Wrestling Zone. This is Rob and Lindsay, and we're giving you our rundown for the WWE Extreme Rules 2021. Now, we don't have the official match order, but we do have matches that are going to be on the card, so we'll run down them from 1 to 6 in the order that is already on Wikipedia, and then we'll discuss the order of how we think WWE will put it on the actual event. So we're going to start with Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. I'm really torn purely because I have no idea what direction they're going to go in. Because whoever wins, it kind of doesn't demote the other one. It does elevate and push the other one. But I just can't understand the booking process when they could have used someone else and brought Becky back for a bigger pop. Now, obviously, I know with the AEW rivalry stuff going on, the same night Becky come back, so did Brock Lesnar. So I get why it's been done. I just don't like the idea of Becky coming back as this heel when she left as a face, and she had a face moment as you be it to Asuka, you gonna be a champion, I'm gonna be a mum. Like, how can you go from that, then 9 months or like 11 months later, come back as a pain in the ass and it just doesn't make sense creativity writing for me with Becky Lynch, which is why I'm really unsure. However, I think Becky will win, and I think Becky will retain the championship. Bianca will win the match, but she won't leave as a champion. I think like some grabbing of the tights or a disqualification of some sort will happen, which is why Bianca will win, but Becky will retain. And what do you think?
Bianca Belair will win. I think she'll win the championship. She's got the drive for it. I mean, Becky Lynch came in and beat her within 26 seconds. And then there was a good match at the O2.
That we saw, yeah, live
that we
event.
saw.
And they main evented.
They did, yes. And Becky went to walk away, but Bianca
Pulled her back. That was good.
pulled her back to the ring, made her finish the...
It was a good match. It was a really good, and if that's what they were, I mean, if that's what we see live, and that wasn't, I'm assuming it was taped. They always tape like live shows for documentaries and bits and random footage. However, if that match was anything to go by, then this could be one of the matches of the night. It was so good.
And then there was the confrontation on SmackDown.
Yeah, exactly. So leading off of SmackDown, Bianca was the one that walked out, and Becky was on the mat.
On the mat, down.
So yeah, so you're going Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
Is she going to win a championship, or is she?
I think she will.
Will she cheat to win?
She might use her hair.
They have teased it, but they've not actually used it. So
might use her hair as a way to win, but I'm going Bianca Belair. I mean, I'll probably be proven wrong.
So next we've got a triple threat match for the WWE United States Championship, which is Damian Priest as champion versus Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. Now, while we was at the O2, Monday Night Raw was happening. I can't remember the time difference, but I know Monday Night Raw was going on. And there was a thing of if Jeff Hardy can beat Sheamus, then Jeff will be added into this match. And thankfully, Jeff is now in a match, which makes it a triple threat match. So I'm assuming that's a no DQ. Normally, if it's a triple threat match or a fatal four-way, a no DQ kind of happens. So that isn't definite, but normally that's how it works. Any triple threat match that we've seen, there's normally no disqualifications. But this is WWE we're talking about, so they'll probably heap DQs on. I don't know. Yeah, it's I don't know. But as we were saying earlier, Jeff was in a 24/7 picture, 24/7 title picture. WWE got repercussions for that, and they weren't happy about that. So all of a sudden, Jeff's now being put into these matches. So I think that's a way of kind of brushing the 24/7 stuff under the carpet and saying like, okay, it won't happen. Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to call, I guess, if you're not sure. However, I am, and I think this is going to be a way to elevate Damian Priest again. Obviously, he's had the feud with Sheamus recently.
Yeah.
Jeff had a feud with Sheamus last year,
Yes.
which was pretty decent. It went on for a little bit too long. However, it's kind of relighted their feud in this situation, so there's an extra person. Plus, I think whatever happens next, Damian Priest will get the bounce off of the next person. So I think that Damian Priest will retain. Sheamus will take the pinfall, but it's going to be through the help of Jeff Hardy that Damian Priest wins. But then I think Damian Priest and Jeff Hardy may have like a back and forward in the next couple of months for like a story, like a feud or rivalry or something like that coming up. Which will be quite interesting because one of them will have to. They don't have to be a bad guy, but normally, good guy versus bad guy is always easier to do. But yeah, two faces will be good to see what happens. So I'm going Damian Priest. You think different?
I do. I think Jeff Hardy will win. I think Jeff Hardy and Damian Priest will team up to get Sheamus out the way, and then they'll go at it.
Okay.
Between them, I reckon.
And who do you think's going to take the pinfall? So you're saying Jeff Hardy's going to win the title, yeah?
Yes.
So do you think Sheamus will be pinned, or is it going to be Damian Priest that gets pinned? Because remember, whoever gets pinned.
Yes.
Right. And don't forget, if it's a triple threat match, so Damian Priest doesn't have to be pinned for Jeff Hardy to win,
Yeah.
right? Which is always better. So if Sheamus gets pinned, then it makes.
I think both of them are gonna go after Sheamus, and
So
then they're gonna go, and Jeff Hardy will.
You think Jeff Hardy will pin Damian Priest?
Yeah.
That's interesting. So
I think.
I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting book. Basically, the person that normally gets pinned, because you've got to remember, Damian Priest has only recently won it, right? Not that I'm going to sway you. If that's your decision, fine. But normally, let's say, for example, this match is happening, and Damian Priest was going to win. You wouldn't pin Jeff Hardy if he's the other good guy. You'd normally pin the bad guy, so the good guys look strong. So the fact that you're saying Jeff is going to win, who's the good guy, and he's pinning Damian Priest, that's not normally the way WWE books things.
Things can change.
They can change. So you think Jeff's going to win?
I do, yeah.
I mean, if he does, it'll be great. Purely because the face paint he had last time he was United States champion, with the blue and the red and white, was so good. Yeah, and I think Jeff really does suit the United States Championship. I'd like to see him back in the main title picture, but right now, when you got people like Roman and Finn and Brock, Lashley, and there's just too many big names that are going up there at the moment. So having Jeff in his mid card, and I think he's going to help Damian Priest in the long run. So if Jeff wins, will Damian go after Jeff next?
Probably. Yeah.
So you think that's what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have Charlotte Flair, who's a Raw Women's Champion, going against Alexa Bliss for the championship. So much is going on that I really have no idea who to side for. And that's not even talking about Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss. What version of Alexa Bliss are we getting? Because you've got this happy
with Lily.
And then
if you
got
hurt one of them, they turn into
the Dark Alexa, which is great. So we don't know what's going on there. We don't know what Alexa Bliss is. It just says Alexa Bliss. We don't know which one's coming out. Bearing in mind, Charlotte Flair destroyed Charlie on Raw,
Yeah.
and it went to attack Lily. So something's going on there. I just don't know. So much is going on, and I'm trying to understand what the hell is going on. And there's still no like answer. There's no answer to what's going on with Alexa. Like, because you've got Dark Alexa, the happy Alexa, and then normal Alexa.
Yeah.
So we don't know which one's going on. It's like, clearly, if Charlotte's done what she did on Raw, we're going to get Dark Alexa.
Yeah.
And I think at the moment, I could be wrong, so let us know in the comments, but I'm sure Dark Alexa is undefeated. And she can do mind control.
Yes.
So, will we get mind control in the match? Will there be a stipulation?
I think we might see all three.
Yeah,
all
but
three Alexas.
If it was
to mess with Charlotte.
If it was the pandemic era still, obviously because we've come out of that now with the Superdome. If it was that, then they would have got away with doing that because they could have. Do you remember before when they had done it and they paused it?
Yeah, they paused.
So unless Alexa's gonna become a quick change artist, I don't know. Maybe we'll see two of them.
I reckon you could probably see two of them.
Or we're gonna get something up on the as a video, as a distraction.
Yes.
Something must happen to distract Charlotte.
Something will happen to distract her. Surely.
There has to.
Doll might come back.
Yeah, what, a ghosted version of Charlie. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm going. If it's Dark Alexa, right, or Cryptic Alexa, then I'm going Alexa Bliss.
So am I.
Okay.
I'm Alexa Bliss. I've always liked Alexa Bliss. She creeps me out a bit. The Dark Alexa. But I'm definitely going with Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, I think that's an easier call. Next, we have the Roman Reigns as a champion with Paul Heyman versus the Demon Finn Balor in an Extreme Rules match for the WWE Universal Champion. Right, now I know you've only been watching wrestling with me for about a year. It started to kind of it was on the first of lockdown when we started watching the pay-per-views. So you've only really been a fan for like a year, right?
I have, yes.
So, you haven't seen much NXT, even though we've gone back and watched old videos. And obviously,
watched a little bit, but
we're going to start doing things we'll go back and we'll review one match from, like, an historic match from an era of pay-per-views and stuff like that. So that's something else obviously we're going to do on the channel. But you don't know much about Demon Finn Balor, right?
No.
Demon Finn Balor is undefeated. He's never been beaten.
Right, okay.
Roman Reigns right now
has never been defeated.
For the last year hasn't been defeated. So it's an undefeated streak versus an undefeated streak in an Extreme Rules match. This is what I said to you earlier.
Ooh.
This is what I said, right? Roman, there is no way that Roman will lose to Finn Balor if WWE have already posted Roman versus Brock Lesnar in Saudi Arabia. Right? That doesn't make sense. So, and as I said to you, if Finn does win, great. However, why would Brock then go after Roman when he wants the championship? He would go after Finn Balor.
Yeah.
And over in Saudi Arabia, Roman Reigns is like their John Cena. Kind of like when John Cena, it was the poster boy for everything. Obviously, Roman Reigns is now that poster boy for everything. So, heel or face, Roman is the person that everyone wants to see. Right? So it doesn't make sense for, at the moment, Roman to drop it. And I don't see Roman dropping it to Brock in Saudi. We'll do a prediction for that anyway. Maybe my mind will change. But at the moment, I can't see Finn Balor winning. However, I think the match will be ruled just done. Like it will say like the ref will just call it, and I don't think there'll be a winner. I think it'll be a match stoppage. I think the Usos will definitely get involved.
Yes.
When we was at the O2,
He
Ray came out. Where Finn
came out
for Ray and Dominic.
So they'll come out possibly if the Usos come out.
Exactly. So that's going on. Or the following match that we're going to be speaking about, the Street Profits.
Yes.
And the Usos are going against them. So we could see, but technically we could see Roman versus Finn, and then we could have the Usos come out.
Yeah.
We could have the Street Profits or Mysterio's come out. Or Brock Lesnar will come out.
Yeah.
I literally cannot think of anyone else. Right?
I reckon someone's gonna get injured.
Something's gonna happen, which will there'll be a match stoppage. So, I think Roman will still walk out as champion, but I don't think there's gonna be an overall winner for this match. I think too much is going on, storyline wise, for them to have a winner. And that also, do you know what else that does? It protects Roman as undefeated, and also protects the Demon as undefeated. So neither of their streak at the moment get buried and hurt by that. And I think that's the safest bet. And what do you think?
I think Roman Reigns is gonna win. I don't.
You think Finn Balor's getting pinned? Or tapped out?
Tapped out, I think. I don't think he's gonna be pinned. Or Roman Reigns will keep the title and Finn will probably be hurt. So
you think that it'll go one way of... what are you going with, though? What's your prediction? Like, who's winning?
I think Roman Reigns will win. In the end, I think, yeah.
So Roman will still be champ?
Yeah.
But if they were to do someone being hurt...
I think if they were to do someone being hurt...
Finn.
I reckon it will either be Finn...
Do you think there'll be a stoppage if someone else gets hurt?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. It's interesting. It's such... And I like the fact...
If there is going to be someone to win...
Roman.
Okay.
Next we've got the Usos, which is Jimmy and Jay as the champions, SmackDown Tag Team Champions, versus the Street Profits, which consists of Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. Now, we only saw we should see the Street Profits on the SmackDown tour, the O2.
We did.
Obviously, the Usos were on Raw at the time with Roman going against Big E and the New Day, which I love the fact that Big E's champion. We'll discuss that at a later date. So, as we said, Usos and the Street Profits. This match is... I'm amazed that, given how great these four guys are, and you see them, I said, at the O2, and you see how good their match was. Obviously, it was a little different. It was more crowd-pleasing because they could do that, and it wasn't televised, so there was a bit more, like, silly stuff.
Yeah.
But when they need to be serious, these guys can be proper serious. They've not had the greatest booking since they've been on the main shows, but they've had some great moments. And I honestly, this is one of their matches where I've always thought to myself, the Usos versus Street Profits shouldn't happen, because who do you side for? Obviously, at the moment, the Usos are the heels, so you can side more for the Street Profits.
Yeah.
But if both of these guys were face, like both teams were face, both of them are crowd pleasers, and obviously everyone loves them, you can't pick that. You physically can't pick that. It's not fair. This is a dream. I'm so glad that we have a team of bad guys in this match to make it a little bit easier to sway for one of them. But I still don't know who to call. This could this could be match of the night with how good it is. And the Usos have had match of the nights before. They've done it with New Day.
Yeah.
You know, when it was a, I think it was a 4-way ladder match a couple of years ago, and I think it was New Day, the Usos, Lucha Dragons, and I can't remember the other team. But yeah, and that was for the tag titles, and there were some incredible moments in that. So the only thing that annoys me is there's no stipulation for this match. When there was ever a match without a stipulation, it's this one. Just put them in a ladder match for the tag titles. Let them get on with it. They can take all their bumps, and then later when it comes out for the Roman and Finn match, if they do come out, all 4 guys would have been battered and bruised from their match. So it makes sense that by them getting a knockdown once or twice from one of the guys, like Roman or Finn, they're going to be down for a while. So it just gives that extra storytelling off of their match. So they've still got battle wounds.
Yeah.
Maybe they will make it a ladder match by Sunday. I mean, I hope so, because I'd love to see these 4 in a ladder match. But at the moment, it's just for a tag team titles. Just standard match for a tag team championships. But I can't see the Usos losing while the bloodline is strong. It doesn't make sense. Like, it again, booking wise,
Yeah.
yes, the people whoever beats Roman and whoever beats the Usos right now will be like, we're the guys that beat the bloodline.
Yeah.
Can the Street Profits really be the guys right now to beat part of that bloodline and put a fracture in a dent the bloodline? No. There has to be someone else. I don't know who, but there has to be someone else. So it really doesn't make sense for the Usos to lose right now. And if it does, it's not going to help this story that we've got going on. I mean, they beat the Mysterios recently.
Yeah.
So while they're on a high and running this storyline, they need to be like Roman and be undefeated.
Yeah.
Because it solidifies them as a strong unit altogether. So that's how I'm looking at it. So, because of that, I'm saying the Usos.
I don't know.
Now, I know you like the Street Profits.
I do. I do. I do like the Street Profits.
And you've never really had a chance to see the Usos as the good guys, have you? I'm trying to think, have you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no, because it was the pandemic. Yeah, they kind of changed. Yeah, okay, yeah.
They
so
changed, and then I saw
Yeah,
Roman
but you-
Reigns go after him.
Yeah, but you see them in a pandemic era, like, where there was no fans and they were limited to what they could do and stuff like that because
Yeah.
it was because of COVID. So you've not really seen them shine
No.
before then when the guys were like incredibly hot and they were doing all this stuff like that ladder match, for example.
Yeah.
So like you've not really seen them with an audience as the good guys. So it's completely different. So for you,
It
it's a lot
is.
easier.
Oh, for me, yeah, it is a lot easier. I mean, as you said, I like the Street Profits. I'd probably go for them.
Okay.
To
And
win. But
So if they added,
that's just me being biased because I like them.
so if they added a stipulation of a ladder match, obviously you know ladder match, you got to climb the ladder,
Yeah.
pull the belts down. Who do you go for then?
I'm seeing the Usos now, and the way they are with Roman Reigns when they're around him, and wanting to prove themselves to him. I reckon they probably would because they've got more
Okay.
to lose.
Yeah, yeah. So you're
The
saying
Usos have more to lose because if the way I see it is if they lose a match now,
it will affect Roman, right?
yeah,
Right. So you're saying the Street Profits could win. So you're saying the Street Profits are gonna win.
yeah,
Okay. So the Street Profits are gonna win if a stipulation gets added, like no DQ or
Yeah.
something like that. The Usos will win.
yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. That does make sense though, because
They
they
have
they
more.
will cheat to win. Yeah.
Because they have more to lose. Because at the moment, if they disappoint Roman Reigns,
He'll just send them for a walk again. But then I don't know. But then the way you say that, surely that would make more sense for the Usos to win in either situation. Because if the Street Profits win, Roman's obviously also going to be disappointed. But you've said if there's no stipulation, the Street Profits will win.
yeah, but if there's stipulation, they have more chance of cheating.
Okay, so that's what you think. If there's a stipulation,
Yeah.
they'll cheat to win. Okay. Alright, that makes sense.
They can't cheat as much.
Okay. Right. And finally, we've got Liv Morgan versus Carmella. I'm not a fan of Carmella for the fact that they done this thing of making her like this beauty queen gimmicky thing, and it doesn't work.
Oh, they did that during the lockdown,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Right? It didn't work with Carmella, and then a couple years ago they done it with someone called Emma. This was before you was watching it, right?
Yeah.
And then they went from Emma to Evolution back to Emma. The damn gimmick doesn't work unless it's someone like Lana. You're not going to believe it. Carmella was part of the what are they called? Enzo and Cass. Like, she was among them in NXT. She used to moonwalk on the stage before she walked down to it. Like, she has that look. It's believable. Do you know what I mean? Like that. She was a trash talker, and you know, and every time they've done a gimmick like that, it's failed. And then poor Carmella gets given this gimmick, makes the most of it, and it still didn't work.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, this is how bad that she's in this position. Becky Lynch threw her out the ring and won a match in 26 seconds before she got up.
Yeah.
What does that say about her? And it's not fair on her. The only thing that really makes me think, okay, I want to watch this match, is to see Liv Morgan win. And that's it. I think at the moment, Royal Rumble, Liv Morgan's name was mentioned.
Mhm.
And the things like Money in the Bank, Liv Morgan's name's been mentioned. For some reason, the last few months, Liv Morgan's name is getting attention.
Yeah.
And obviously this is before you were watching it, but before Becky won the championship the first time, she was always a fingertip away from winning the title, a second away from winning it. She was so close but so far, and then when she fought and she had the whole crowd behind her, and then that's was like, okay, we're gonna give Becky the run for it. But it took forever, like honestly about a year to 2 years, and she was miserable for a year. And one of the interviews on Sam Roberts' podcast, she was miserable, and she just kept going.
Yeah.
And Liv Morgan at the moment is in that position where she's now getting her name mentioned more, like fans are behind her. So literally this match for me is just to see Liv Morgan win. If Liv Morgan doesn't win, then there's something ridiculously stupid going on in booking. So I don't care about the match, but I only care because I want to see Liv Morgan win so I can see her go into the title picture.
Yeah. I'm agreeing with that. Liv Morgan to win. For me, it is mostly I've seen Carmella before and I've never liked her. She's too girly for me, I think.
Yeah, but before she was girly, she had done all this trash talking, moonwalking. She was so good. But
yeah, unfortunately, I haven't seen that.
I told you, it's bad. Bad creative, and now people don't care.
But from me, I mean, from what I've seen in the year and a bit, that I've watched it, I can't say I really like her. Obviously I know I don't know her. But yeah, as a wrestler, I'm not. Don't really like her at the minute. Yeah, I mean, any match I've seen her in, she always does this weird scream and
Yeah.
that, and I
That
can't,
irritates you, doesn't it?
yeah, it really does irritate me. I can't handle that.
Yeah,
So I'm going for Liv Morgan to win.
Okay. Yeah, you weren't a fan of that, especially in the pandemic when we first had. I think it was for Mania, and there was like a 4-way women's. I think it was to the tag titles when the Iconics were still there, and there was so much screaming and screaming.
And because there was no crowd, all you could
hear was screaming, and it really irritated you, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did irritate me.
Yeah, Carmella still does that. I mean, I get it because it's to overemphasize what you're doing.
Yeah.
But for every move, it's not good.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when she lost, she used to
Scream,
scream and throw a sort of hissy fit. Which I'm not all for.
Okay. So you're going Liv Morgan.
I am.
Cool. Right. That's our predictions. If you're obviously this is the very first time you're listening, please subscribe and hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell so you know when we've got a another video out. We're also going to be doing things like reviewing old wrestling matches, like big ones. So obviously one we're definitely going to do is the main ones that you've kind of seen before. So Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair, Undertaker versus Mankind with Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So all those sort of matches are the ones that you've never seen that are like moments, amazing things, and you've never seen them. We're going to be able to review them, and because it's the first, other than a few that I've shown you before, this will be the first time you've seen majority of them. So the one we're going to start with is the Cactus Jack versus Triple H in a Street Fight at Royal Rumble, which is, if anyone that's listening knows in full well how good of a match that is. Like, that's incredible. So we're going to be doing that. We'll probably do some other stuff, give you more up and coming news with wrestling, AEW, WWE, Impact, Major League Wrestling, kind of whatever's going on, Ring of Honor, GCW, and all that. So we're going to try and cover as much as we can. Normally it will be both of us. There will be times when it's just me or just Lindsay doing reviews or news or stuff like that. If it's one of us is around when news drops, we'll try and record it as quick as we can to get it out, to keep you updated. So yeah, please subscribe, and we'll see you soon.